Just fly through Friday's class with you. So our mobility work, pretty straightforward stuff. We have a pigeon stretch, we have a frog stretch, and we have just some glute mash work. Okay, so pigeon stretch, we should all know, pretty straightforward at this stage. Okay, so front leg, dropping the leg to the side. Want to keep as close to a 90-degree angle as we can. Keep that back leg in line as well, not sitting down on the ground. We want to keep our hips in line so I'm up nice and tall. Keeping that back leg in line, as I said, keeping your back straight, and then from there lowering your chest down towards the floor. You're going to hold for 30 seconds on each side with that. Then we're just going to do a frog stretch. Okay, so with a frog stretch, getting our knees nice and wide, your foot on your instep. Okay, making sure we want to try and have a heel in line with your knee then, and then pointing your toes up towards you. Okay, once you get into that position, resting on your forearms, keeping your back nice and straight, and then from there we're just going to sit our hips back as much as we can, get into that end range of motion, and we're just going to hold again for 30 seconds. Just relax, nice and easy coming out of it. Okay, and then our last one is just going to be a glute mash. So we're looking for this kind of area here is where we're going to target. So taking either a slitter, okay, if you have a hard ball at home, golf ball, even put like 2 golf balls in a little plastic bag or something, foam roller. So there's loads and loads of different ways of doing it. So it's working in, getting right into the muscle as much as we can, pushing as much of your own body weight down on top of the muscle as much as you can the whole way through that. Is that okay? So you're going to do that for about 45 seconds or so on each side. Same as usual, about 2 to 3 rounds in that. Then after that, it is the Metcon. Okay, so we have 3 different movements. 2 of the movements will be going down, 1 of them will be going up. Okay, so what you're going to do to complete a round, okay, it is 100 mountain climbers. Once you've 100 mountain climbers done, it is 10 sit-ups. Once you've 10 sit-ups done, okay, it is 25 plank ups. And then you'll just see on Wodify the kind of dropping and or the rising in the numbers. So the mountain climbers are going down by 20 every time. The sit-ups are going up by 10 every time, and the plank ups are going down by 5 every time. Is that okay? So mountain climbers, it's 100 mountain climbers with 10 sit-ups and then 25 plank ups. So our mountain climbers, okay, again, pretty straightforward stuff. Okay, getting into a press up position. Okay, keeping that core nice and tight when we're doing our mountain climbers. Okay, so it is bringing left knee to left elbow, extending all the way back out. Right knee to right elbow, extending out. Is that okay? So you don't need to do this jump. So you see some people doing that. It is driving, pumping the legs in and out, keeping that core nice and tight the whole time when we're doing it as best you can. Sit-ups, usual versions, usual options. Okay, so we have knees bent all the way up, elbows resting on top, flat, tucking yourself in, touching our heels or just tucking our knees in. Or anyone that might struggle with sit-ups, okay, we can just do keeping your head facing up, and we can just go up and down, whatever range of motion you can do. Plank ups, okay, is getting into a plank position. Remember, we want a good plank position to start, and we need to maintain that the whole way through these. Okay, so getting into a proper plank position, tucking your pelvis under, okay, bracing your core, squeezing those glutes nice and hard. And then a plank up is my hand, right hand is coming directly underneath my right shoulder, left hand directly under left shoulder. Back down, down, that's 1. Okay, so it is not going with your bum miles up into the air when we come up. Okay, and then this ends up happening. Okay, and you start getting into that position, or you start getting lazy and you start doing this with your hands. Okay, so if you have to slow it right down, slow it right down. Hands directly underneath, hand comes off, goes directly underneath your shoulder, maintaining a good plank position, whether you're in the normal plank or whether you're in the high plank position. It is throughout that you're making sure that you are doing it right. If that means slowing it right down, then you slow it right down. Is that okay? So second round of that then would be 80 mountain climbers, 20 sit-ups and 20 plank ups, and so on. You'll see the kind of range of motion, or the range of numbers that you're actually doing on Wodify. Is that okay? So that is all for time, getting down to the bottom of that. Then after that, we're just going to have some bonus work. Okay, so we've done loads of bonus work on our core. So today we're going to do a bit of bonus work on our glutes. Okay, so we're going to have 3 rounds of this. There's 3 different movements, and we're going to go every minute on the minute. Okay, so glute bridges. We're going to do 20 glute bridges. Okay, so our glute bridge is bringing the heels in towards our bum. Okay, we can drive our heels into the ground. Just gets a little bit more activation, squeezing those glutes nice and hard. Okay, from there, driving my hips up. So I want a nice straight line between my knee all the way right down to my shoulder. So squeezing my glutes as hard as I can. Relax back down, touch, driving back up. So really activating, keeping that core nice and tight. Don't overextend in the lumbar, so we don't want this. Okay, so we're going to do 20 of those. Once you have that done, we're going to do 20 clams. Okay, so clams, what we want to do is we want to be lying on our side. Okay, knees are bent. So what I want you to do is I want you to take, so my top side, okay, we're going to do 10 on each side. My top side, I'm going to rest my toe basically on my heel bone like that. Is that okay? What I really want to make sure is with everyone with this is, see the way I'm back slightly so my hips are at that angle. So I want to be coming around like this. Okay, so I want my top hip, okay, slightly turned over my bottom one. Okay, so that's what I want to maintain the whole time, not this. Okay, so that's where I want to be. Okay, from there then, okay, squeezing my glutes nice and hard. I'm going to open up as much as I can, keep it in contact, but I don't want to be doing this. Okay, so it's there. That's my range of motion while maintaining keep my hip in that correct position. If I put my hand there, I can feel that muscle contracting and relaxing all the time. So you're going to do 10 on one side, switching over, 10 on the other side. But make sure that is turned slightly over. Okay, that's where we're going to get the most work. Okay, as opposed to lying here and doing this with my hip facing all the way over there. Is that okay? So we do 10 on each side with that. Then the last one, I'm going to be lying leg raises. So similar to the clams, similar idea. Okay, again, I'm going to turn my hips slightly over. Okay, from there, it is lifting all the way up. So the difference there, I can feel my muscle contracting, relaxing as much as possible there in that position. Whereas if I come into there, all of a sudden I can open my legs out much wider. Okay, so it is into that position, turning over, there, down, up and down. So really important when we're doing the clams and we're doing the leg raises, okay, that hip is turned, top hip is turned over. You do 10 of each of those on each side. So it is 3 rounds of that. So every minute on the minute for 3 rounds, it is 20 glute bridges, 20 clams, 20 lying leg raises. Okay, that's our bonus work. We will probably do that on Zoom as well. So anyone that's not on Zoom, make sure you try and get that done. And no doubt you've loved watching that video of me demonstrating clams and lying leg raises and stuff. Okay, there's your Thursday evening treat. Enjoy. Talk to you tomorrow.